In the starting we see that a new god was being given to Egypt, and the name of this god is Horus. And he was the god of the wind, and before he was being crowned, Horus' uncle also comes to that place and his name is Set. And he is god of desert. Just then Set gives a gift to Horus, which has a horn, and he asks Horus to play it. Then Set's army arrives at that place, because Set does not come here with good intentions. He kills Horus's father before anyone can understand his intention. Then Set declares himself to be the king. Seeing all this, Horus gets angry and he starts fighting with his uncle, but he is defeated in this fight. Then Set takes out Horus' eyes. But he doesn't kill him and leaves him to live in the dark. Slavery reaches its peak under Set's rule, in which we see a boy named Bek. And he goes to a palace to meet his friend, because they both knew each other since childhood. But Bek's friend is the slave of the king's engineer. Zaya thinks that King Horus can help them, and he can save people from slavery, so together they make a plan in which Zaya tells him about a place, where Set keeps all his treasures. And in the same place he has kept Horus's eyes too. Bek reaches that place, but there is a very tight guard at that place, weapons are hidden everywhere, but he hardly gets one of Horus's eye. Then he goes to Zaya and both of them are surrounded by guard, because the engineer comes to know that the map has been stolen. And he orders to kill both of them. Then Bek takes out of Horus' eye. Due to the light, the guards cannot see and they both run away. But while running, Zaya gets hit by an arrow, and Bek goes straight to Horus and says, "I have brought your eye, but I will give it to you, only when you help me." Horus gets angry on hearing this because he thinks a simple man is dealing with me. And he attacks Bek, but Bek survives every attack. And because Horus wanted his eye, so he agrees and says, "Tell me, what do you want?" Just then Bek says that, "You have to save someone's life." And he brings his friend to him. Horus tries to save her life but he fails, because Horus doesn't have god power, and he says this girl can't survive because death is too close to her. Then the god of death comes to that place, and takes out the soul from the body of the Zaya, and says, "What will you give me, so that you can take birth again?" But she says that, "I have nothing." Then the god of death takes her with him. Seeing all this, Bek gets angry and says that, "You could not save my friend, even though you are God," and says, "I would not give you your eyes anymore." Hearing this, Horus gets angry, due to which Bek has to give him eye. And here Horus get one of his eyes. Then Horus demands for his second eye from Bek. Then Bek says, "I had only one eye, but I know where is your second one. It is inside Set tomb, and I have gone there. And I know all the way there." Then Horus also says that your friend's soul is not gone forever, she has to cross different paths before reaching the destination. It will take a few days for her to reach the final destination. And by the time I find my other eye, my strength will return and I will be able to bring her alive. And both make a deal that you will bring me another eye and I will save your friend. After keeping the Zaya's body in a safe place, both of them come out of that place. Set came to know that someone stole Horus's eye from the treasury, and Horus also got that eye. After which Set orders his men to kill both of them. Here Horus is going with Bek to the top of the mountain. Then Bek asks, "Where are we going?" Then Horus says that, "I am going to meet my grandfather and ask for help." After he says this, Horus sits there and thinking about his grandfather. Then Horus comes in his original form, after which Horus flies to the sky, and we can see Horus's grandfather. He is the gods of the sun, and from this place everything in the universe is made. Then he changes his appearance, as he fights a giant monster that wants to destroy the entire universe. And he uses his power to send the monster back. Then Horus tells about the Set to him, because he was sitting up and saving the whole world. Then God of Sun says that if I get involved in solving the fight of my sons, then how will I be able to save the world, so I will not be able to help you. Then Horus asked for water of that place, because that water has magical power and every creature in the world is made from this water. The sun god allows Horus to take water, then Horus starts returning with Bek. But he loses power before reaching the earth. When both of them are in the forest, then the people sent by Set attacks them. Horus fights with them a lot, but in the end, a creature throws Horus down the mountain. Seeing that Bek also jumps with him, before going deep, Horus holds a weapon in his hand. And he opens it, and both survive. After all this, Horus explained why he had brought magical water. Because he knew that there is a pyramid in this world, which is on fire, and because of which Set is getting strength. And when I extinguish that fire with the help of magic water, Set's power will diminish, and I will be able to take revenge from him. Then Horus says now Set will send more dangerous people to kill us. Here Set goes to the goddess of love, and says that you will take me to the world of the dead, and I will rule there too. Actually Gold of Love was earlier trapped in the world of the dead, and Horus helped her to get out of that hell. But the gods of love did not want to help him. Then she takes off her bracelet, so that she goes to the world of the dead. After some time she wears the bracelet, and comes to the human world. And here Horus and Beck are sitting in an old temple. Then two women sent by Set, come to that place riding on a snake. And they try to kill both of them. Because of which they both have to hide. Then the goddess of love comes to that place, and kills the snake-like monster. Then all three go to the place, where Horus' other eye is kept. Then Beck says I know this place, and I can go inside too. Hearing this goddess love says that, it is not that easy to go inside. Because when you go inside, you will face a monster and he will ask you a riddle. If you don't answer his riddle, he will kill you. Hearing this, Horus decides that they will go to the god of intelligence. Because only he could give the correct answer to the riddle. Then all three reach him and tell everything. But God of Intelligence is not ready to go with them. But here Beck say that okay, I will answer his riddle. If my answer is wrong and he starts killing me, then I will definitely tell him that God of Intelligence should not come here because he was afraid from your riddle. And these things are insulating for any god. Then he is ready to help them. And he also joins the journey of all three. Then Goddess of Love comes to know about the deal between Horus and Beck. That Horus has told Beck that he will bring his friend's soul. Hearing this, the Goddess of Love feels very bad for Beck, because she knew that it is almost impossible to bring the dead to life. Then she tells Beck that, do you want to talk to your friend? Because I have a bracelet, with the help of which you can talk to your friend. And then Beck talks to his friend. And says don't worry, I will take you out of that place very soon. Because Horus God is helping us. Then they reach near the pyramid but there was no way to go inside. Then Beck goes inside the pyramid and reaches a wheel with great difficulty. After turning it, the door of the pyramid opens. And all three also come inside the pyramid. Right now these people are moving forward. That the same monster comes in front of these people who will ask the riddle. Then the monster asks the riddle. The riddle was neither I was, and I will remain forever. Neither someone has seen me, nor anyone will be able to view me. But every living being trusts in my existence. So tell me hurry, who I am. Then God of Intelligence gives an answer which is wrong. And the monster gets angry, and tries to kill them. Only then God of Intelligence gives a thoughtful answer. And the answer is future. And his answer is right, and the monster lets those people to go. Right now Horus sees that fire, and proceeds to pour magic water in it, but he gets caught in a trap. Then Set reaches there. Then Set takes out the brain of the God of Intelligence. And says I needed it so much. Then somehow Beck manages to take that water, and threatens him to pour water into the fire. Then Set shows Beck a necklace. And say it belongs to your friend. And he provoked Beck, that Horus has used you. Because no one can revive dead people. And if you throw this water in the fire, I will destroy your friend's body. Then Set snatches the water from his hand. And destroy that water. Now Set escaped from the pyramid, while other are trapped. And the pyramid was about to fall. But Horus somehow save him and everyone's life. And here, with the help of God of Intelligence's brain, Set becomes even more powerful. Then he goes to his father. And kills him and takes his weapon. So that no one can stop him from ruling the world. After exiting the pyramid, Beck angrily asks why did you make a wrong promise to me? Here the Goddess of Love helps Beck, because she wanted him to find her friend. That's why she calls the God of Death. And says that I will give you my bracelet. But you have to take Beck to the world of the dead, to meet his friend. Hearing this, Horus tries to stop her because, in doing so, she will be trapped in the world of the dead forever. But she does not care about this, and gives the bracelet, and goes to the world of the dead, and here the God of Death takes Beck with him to his world. In the world of death, Zaya had reached the last door. She had to give gold to save her life, but Zaya had nothing, and then Beck reaches there with the magical bracelet. And we see the same monster come to that place, because the God of Sun was no more to stop him. And the God of Death tries to stop him but he does not succeed in it. And the God of Death says Beck to go to his real world. Then he comes out of the world of death. And tells Horus about the monster. Set has his father's weapon, but instead of driving the monster away, he concentrates on capturing the whole world. And Horus reaches that place, and starts fighting with Set, and this time also Set is about to kill Horus. Then Beck comes to that place and helps Horus. He takes out Horus's eye from Set's body and throws that eye toward Horus. Due to which Set gets angry, and he throws Beck down. Then instead of taking his eyes, Horus saves Beck's life. And he comes in his real god form, and he gets all the strength. He comes to know that his strength was not in his eyes. Rather it was in the fact that he should give up his selfishness and help others. And then Horus fights with Set one more time, and this time he kills Set. After that Horus goes to the god of sun with his weapon, from which he becomes alive, and he sends the monster into the darkness of space. Horus revives the Zaya after becoming a god, and after becoming the king of Egypt, he makes law in which people will get second birth only, when they do good deeds in first birth, due to which the situation in Egypt improves. Then he goes to bring the goddess of love from the world of the dead. This story ends here. Thanks for watching.